Hi traders, welcome to the live telecast of our midweek analysis. Today in this analysis, I'm going to cover gold, which will be our short-term setup and long-term setup explained. And I've also found a very interesting investment opportunity in a very high probability crypto coin. So I'm going to cover both in today's telecast. So let's begin with our chart analysis. So the first instrument is gold, and here I am on the monthly time frame chart. On the monthly time frame chart, it is extremely bullish. I can see higher high formation with higher high formation of MACD lines and MACD histogram. There is no damage to the pattern. The momentum is intact. So which means in the longer run, gold will continue higher. Now I'm switching from monthly to weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to apply fib retracement. So our previous leg up started from this area. So this is around 3250. And from 3250, gold rallied relentlessly to 4390 mark. So I'm going to apply fib retracement on this leg.
So connecting the lowest with the highest on fib retracement. Now, if I zoom in, you will see here that there is no divergence.
So basically, we get to see a higher high sequence here, high and a higher high pattern. And it aligns perfectly on MACD histogram with higher high pattern and MACD lines, which means that gold will continue on the weekly time frame basis as well. And it has already dropped. Now, if I change from a line chart to candles, it dropped exactly to 38.2% retracement area and bounced up. So here, now I'm going to move to daily chart. And on the daily frame, I'm going to apply fib retracement from the top. So this is the nearest top and the nearest support formed. I'm going to apply retracement in the opposite direction. So connecting from the top to the nearest low. And I get to see duplication of fib retracement.
Now the duplication of fib retracement levels, they form a very strong magnet. So here I get to see a very strong resistance magnet at 4264, or we can round it up to 4265. And I get to see a very strong support magnet at 4028. We can round it up to 4030. So I've already explained in my weekly forecast analysis that unless gold breaks below 4030, there is no damage to the pattern, and I'm expecting a bounce back in the bullish direction, and it exactly happened in the same way. Now I'm going to apply, I'm moving to 4-hourly chart, and on the 4-hourly chart I'm going to explain the pattern here. So we get to see a reversal, then a higher low formation, we get to see a high and a higher high formation here, and I've applied fib retracement on the weekend on this leg up. So I'm going to apply one more time. So moving from the low to the highest. And I've experienced that the fib retracement zone from 78.6 to 85.4, it always acts as a very strong level of support or resistance. So let's identify this zone. So 3973 to 3993 was the strong level. After the retracement, gold bounces back strongly. And now the first resistance will be encountered around 4155. This is the nearest resistance point, followed by 4182. So we need to see how gold reacts to the level of 4155 and 4182. Maybe a drop from these levels to complete one more leg of retracement and then continuation higher. And if you see a break, a convincing break above 4155 or 4182 with a retest and then continuation higher, then the next zone to look for is 4265 followed by 4294. So in short, gold remains bullish to me, and I'm expecting gold to touch 4155 in the near term or 4182. Maybe a pullback from the zone and then continuation higher. Now I'm switching to 1 hourly frame here, resetting the chart view, And on the 1 hourly frame, we got the bullish divergence. So this is the lower low formation. Sellers were exhausted and it formed bullish divergence on MACD lines and MACD histogram, and we got the break of structure here. Now after break of structure, I can see some loss of bullish momentum here at the current level, and uh, it's expected that if we see a pullback from the current zone, then 4080 is the nearest support to look for. And we can also apply fib retracement on this leg up, which will give us more clarity on the levels. So I'm using this leg up and I'm applying a fib retracement here. So the first level of support is 4080, 4089, and the next major level of support comes around 4060. So if you are looking for a short-term play, then 4080 or maybe a deeper correction towards 4060 will give you the opportunity to join the buyers, and you can hold your buy trades for the first target of 4155 followed by 4180 or 85 and further up towards 4265. And if you see a direct continuation without any pullback towards 4155, 4160, then a drop towards 4100 or maybe 4090 will complete the corrective behavior and we can see continuation higher. I'm not looking to short gold here because the higher time frame, monthly, weekly, they remain ultra bullish to me. Now I'm switching to 15 minutes, and on the 15 minutes, I will use my fib extensions in the bullish direction. So I will start applying extension from the lowest here, the turning point of the 15-minute chart. And this is the first high created, major high with a pullback. So I will use it and I will apply extension here. So first fib extension in the bullish direction applied on the 15-minute frame. That's it. We need to apply a vertical line on point C here. And we will look for the next wave up and apply the second extension. So this becomes the starting point for the second wave, and this is our next wave up, and this is our pullback point C. So I'm going to use it and I'm going to apply my next extension here. Applied, and we will look for the magnet zone. So we have a very strong support magnet around 4078, 4080 already highlighted, explained. And the next resistance magnet, let's zoom out. And yes, I can see a cluster of fib lines coming around 4148, which aligns with 4155 idea. And the next major cluster of resistance will fall around 4178 and followed by 4196, 4199. In short, we can say 4200 mark. So the plan is to buy on the dip, and the invalidation of the bullish plan would be a break below 4030. So unless we see a daily closure below 4030, my view remains bullish for gold, ultra bullish. Now I'll move to the second instrument, that is Link USDT. So I've chosen Link because fundamentally it's a very strong crypto coin, and based on the technical setup, we will plan our entry for investment here. So this is not for short-term trade, this is only for investment. So maybe you need to hold it for more than 3 to 6 months, but the potential is huge. So I'm going to explain the setup here. So we get to see on a monthly chart a parabolic rise here. So I'm going to apply my first fib retracement from the lowest of the chart to the highest of the monthly chart. Applied. And I'm going to highlight the major zones of fib retracement here. So 78 to 85 zone, solid support zone, and 14.6 to 23.6 is to be taken as a solid resistance area. Highlighted. And I get to see after this parabolic rise, we get to see the correction here, and then this was the zone of accumulation. So this coin remained in accumulation phase, and then we get to see a breakout, pullback, and a higher high continuation. So in short, now we are after the accumulation phase, we are in the second bullish phase here. So I'm gonna apply, I will remove the fib retracement the first one, and I'm going to apply my second retracement on the second up leg here. Highlighted, identified. So currently we are sitting exactly on 61.8 retracement area. Now I'm switching to weekly chart. Now on the weekly frame, after this breakout, after the accumulation breakout, this is the first high and this is the second high. So we get to see a higher high formation here. So higher high formation on price, and I get to see higher high formation on MACD histogram, and I get to see equal high formation on MACD lines, so which brought the drop here, and then I get to see the third rise here. So basically this becomes our latest support zone. So I'm going to highlight one more time Fib retracement on the latest support, from the latest support to the latest resistance area. Now based on the Fib retracement on the last leg up, now we are back into the very strong area of support, which always comes in between 78.6 to 85.4. So this crypto coin is back to the 78.6 to 85.4 retracement area. In terms of price level, it is around 13.28, and a very strong resistance now comes around 23.6 to 14.6. So in terms of price level, it comes around 22.47 to 23.71. So in short, if we see accumulation at the current area, if I see that buyers, they've started accumulating orders around this zone, and then we get to see a parabolic move or breakout here, the first destination is 22.47. To round it off, we can say 22.5. Now I'm switching to daily chart, and on the daily chart I could see that sellers are exhausted, because I could see here a lower low sequence, low followed by a new low, then a new low and a new low, but with less power. So the momentum is fading out. So there is a very high probability of bullish divergence being completed, which makes sense to me, because right now this is exactly on 78.6 to 85.4 retracement zone. It's a matter of time, maybe within a few weeks or days, we can see a breakout here, and my first target would be 22.5. So if you're buying around 13.33, the first target would be 22.5. If you want to hold it further, then the second major target would be around 29.3 to 32.5. So this is our investment setup. So basically we need to hold this for more than 3 to 6 months. This is not for short-term trading. So guys, if you like my content, I would request you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll be back very soon with my weekly forecast.